Oops, did I? Off to a great start. How are you today? I seem to be live. I don't. There we go. Now I seem to be live. Stuff's happening over there in the sidebar. I don't know. I don't know how to do this stuff. Okay, there's comments. Okay. Hi. I'm Sarah. I'm coming to you live from studio number 2 of 90 in my house. Um, I have a lot to talk to you about today. I'm super excited. I had an epiphany. Um, where did I have this one? I often have epiphanies in my car driving to work. I can tell you the stretch of road that I'm usually on. It is Saginaw headed west on my way to Woven Art. After I merge off of or merge on from Hazlitt Road, and before I turn left on Abbott, I have all these like light bulb moments during that stretch of road, which is not very long. And you can't really do anything about it, although I'm getting better at summoning Siri um, when I need her. So maybe I should just be asking her to take notes. Um, yeah, so I have epiphanies there. You have epiphanies maybe in the shower, walking the dog. Um, this one was, when was this one? I think it was, um, uh, I have no idea. I think had something to do with going to bed. It might have been when I was going to bed one night or I was tired. I don't know. So I made a list. What I did was when I had my epiphany, I made a list. And what it involves is a list of classes, a new idea. I keep planning things and then I either do follow through with them or I don't follow through with them, as one does or does not. And let's see, I what did I do? I'm looking at this thing. Discussion, restricted, protected. No, that's all fine. Epiphany. Yeah, so I was thinking, I'm kind of like waiting till somebody says hi, so I know that I'm not talking into the void, which is not a problem actually. So there you go. I was, so I'm teaching Saturday afternoons, 1:30 to 3:30, and that's working. I'm putting some sweater design classes in there. I have the Killebrew vest class going, and I have my V-neck. Hi, Fran. Thank you. Phew. I have my V-neck cardigan. Hi, Diane. Yay, people. Whew. Okay. Not just me, which is fine. Hi, Tammy. Oh, it's nice to see you. Hi, Ellen. Okay. All right. Welcome. um, so okay, I want to tell you about my epiphany, but first, let's see. I would like to tell you that yesterday, there's an event. Okay, I'm just going to talk backwards. I'm going to keep starting these sentences. There's an event that started in 2020. It was kind of thrown together as far as planning events for the first time go, and it's called Fiber World. Hi, Sharon. Um, Fiber World, and it's based in Michigan. I would say based with Michigan people. Um, and I found out about it. I think I might have mentioned this last week. Hi, Susan. Yay. I found out about it when it was already happening, and I was kind of sad. I didn't, it wasn't a good year, 2020. I'll just put it that way. That's probably not news to you. But this year I'm teaching, and a registration, long story short, I'm teaching. Registration opened yesterday, and I'm excited. I've got 4 classes. The event, let me see if I can, I should check before I type it in, just in case. I'm pretty sure it's fiberworldshow.com. But while we're here on the live thing, I don't know where my there. I'm going to type in, see if that's what it is. Fiberworldshow.com. Yep, so I'll type that in the doohickey. If I can find you guys again. There you are. Fiberworldshow.com. It is super awesome. There's so many different teachers. Yep, that is it. It says motor coach, which is weird. I'm just going to say remove preview because Motor Coach is a thing. You can buy in bulk. Bring all your friends. One of these days, I'm going to know what I'm talking about before I open my mouth. There's going to be some good stuff going on. So they've had a lot of big buildup, a lot of good buildup. They had March Madness in conjunction with, that other March Madness with sports balling. They had teachers introduce the vendors, or kind of introduce the vendors, and they had brackets for the vendors, and I don't remember who, I don't remember who made it to I don't know what they got, if they got anything, but they got recognition, and so that was cool. And then they had Meet the Teachers. They had a couple Meet the Teachers events already, and they had one so far, Meet the Vendors, which I hopped into. It was this past Saturday at 1, and I taught from 11 to 1 something for stitches, which is going well. Thank you for asking. And then I popped over and watched the vendors. It was, half of the alphabet of the vendors. And man, they're from all over. They're from all over. So that's exciting. Like I said, it's Michigan based, but it's not just Michigan based. It's super awesome. So just go, I don't know, just go click on the thing. I gave you a thing. Go click on that and see all I already want to buy all the things, and I only saw half the vendors so far. And then so you want to know what I'm teaching? I'll tell you what I'm teaching. I'm teaching my buttons and zippers class, which I just pulled my sample out for, but who knows where it is? It's right here. No, it's not actually, 'cause I don't know where it is. Every time I need something, I can't find it. But this is the one I was working on in the most recent time I taught the class. So you'd learn how to sew on different kinds of buttons, different numbers of holes, different numbers of holes. And then this one has a shank. And so we learned how to shank buttons, and then how to sew in a zipper. This one's halfway done. I was actually, I keep making and tearing out the bag for class so I don't keep making 1,000 of these little bags. But when you're done, it looks like the one that I can't find that's blue that has my earbuds in it. So if we find it, then I'll know where my earbuds is, but it'll be a little bag. Little zipper pouch, fits your earbuds. The other one's a little bit smaller. You stash yarn, it can be knit or crocheted. Yep, and if you can't find a little zipper, it's fine because we're going to learn how to shorten zippers as well. It's all hand sewn. So that's the zipper class, zippers and buttons. And I put up pretty pictures of my button stash, which resides, it's not big, I know, it's embarrassingly small, but it's pretty because it's in a printer's drawer that used to hang in my mom's kitchen. She had actual printer's blocks in it. I have buttons. The printer blocks are put away. They aren't as pretty as the buttons, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's one of them. And another one is, of the 4. Oh, yep. And then the other one is that. And then what's the 4th one? Okay, well, the 2 brand new ones are, maybe there's 3 brand new ones, are, got my secret stash here. One of them is called Knit Ripples, which actually sounds a little weird. And we're going to learn how to do feather and fan. It's going to be about increases and decreases, but what you'll get out of it is making some feather and fan patterns. Some bits will be lacy and some will not be lacy. So you'll learn a lot of different increases and decreases, because maybe you know them all and maybe you don't. And we'll talk about mirror imaging and all kinds of stuff. That one goes long ways. Give you another visual. That one goes long ways. This one was cast on, it's a scarf, a rectangular-ish scarf, and it was cast on the length of the scarf, and then I used a bunch of, I would say matching. They're all the same colorway from different fibers from Mountain Colors. It's the Ruby River colorway. Oh, it's so pretty. So I kept buying all the different fibers in the same colorway, and now I keep making things out of those reds, and I still have a lot left over. Like, it'll never go away, which is fine. I'm getting a little tired of it, but I love that red. And then you can also do, actually in the class, what we'll do, we won't cast on that long, but we'll cast on a short sample back and go back and forth. So this one's just garter stitch based. And oops, obviously much narrower. So we will do something in between those, or smaller actually, but and talk about all the different increase. Not all of them, there's probably a gazillion, but we'll talk about increases and decreases anyway. And what you can put between them to make pretty feather and fan, ripples, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And I'm going to teach a crochet class, my first crochet class, which is about granny squares. And you may remember that my scarf for this past winter was going to be this, which is a giant granny square, right? Woohoo! But I never finished it for this past year, because I can't decide on the border. But what I did learn, oh my gosh, this is so soft, I forgot. It's, I know, right? Isn't it pretty, the red? This is alpaca and wool blend, fine lace from, what's that? What am I finding that I haven't? Oh, there's some hand cream. That's not the yarn. It's called Rowan. I think it's fine lace, and I think it's wool and alpaca. Here we go. Here we go. In my fancy plastic bag. Yep, baby Surrey alpaca and fine merino. Not your plain old merino, but your fine merino. 80% alpaca, 20% wool. That's what I was looking for. And there's hand cream if you would want it. But I learned a trick for it. If I hadn't done the trick that I learned, then as this granny square got bigger, it would kind of go gook, 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 which I don't know what language that is, but it means skew. It would skew. It would kind of torque. So I'll teach you the trick so that your grannies don't skew. Always helpful not to have skewing grannies. And I made a little sample just for photography purposes. I got some bamboo pop from the shop. Bamboo pop is a cotton bamboo blend. If it had a label, I'm having trouble with labels. Oh, there they are. That was faster. It's 50-50, cotton and bamboo. And I got 3 color, I stretched way out of my comfort zone on this. So it's purple, purple, and silvery gray. So there's one little granny square. So it's a granny square class, a crochet class. And you don't have to know how to crochet. It's geared for beginners. So that's exciting. And I have absolutely no idea what my 4th class is. Oh, I do too. It's Graft a Toe Like a Pro. So I can teach you Kitchener stitch, and I hope that I can teach it to you in a way that you won't forget how to do it. And it's specifically stockinette stitch based, so that as if you were finishing the toe of a sock. And we'll, yep. Yeah, I like to think that I can guarantee that you'll know it without notes by the end, but I don't know. But that's my goal anyway. Screwed Granny, I think we're meaning skewed, is an interesting title for something, maybe a beverage. Yeah, Screwed Granny sounds like some form of a slow screw, the slow, I don't know. Yeah, skewed grannies, to me, I just hear cackling and waving of canes. I don't know. Most grannies I know are not, they don't cackle, nor do they have canes, but yeah, so Fiber World. Fiber World. It's in July. It's not till July. So I will have more information about that before July, but you can sign up now. I signed up. I signed up for 2 classes. I am so excited. I very carefully looked at when I was teaching, and then I very carefully looked at the stupid autocorrect. I wondered about that. Autocorrect has been having too many screwed grannies is what they've been doing, drinking too many of those. I'm going to take 2 classes. The first one that I got excited about I've actually been excited about since the March Madness because I was one of the instructors who got to. I think I was the first round. I don't even know how things work, but sports things and rounds and brackets. And so um, I forget who my team person was who helped me, who I was helping. Uh, yeah, I'm great. I'm doing great today. Got all the information. Did I get the red yarn at Woven Art? No, I've been knitting for longer than Woven Art's been in existence, and I collected that yarn over the years from various places, including Stitches events, probably, maybe TKGA, maybe Yarn for You. It's all different bases of the Ruby River colorway from Mountain Colors, not Mountain Meadow, Mountain Colors. So there's and somewhere in the house there's a pile of all this yarn, and you'll see it again in a little bit actually. There's there's a merino ribbon right there, looks kind of flat but woven. There's an alpaca, there's a plain old worsted weight wool, there's a one with mohair in it, a little bit of mohair. Oh, there's a boucle, a little tiny lace weight boucle that I've got doubled in there. That's this one that looks kind of bumpy. Man, yep. And I just wanted to keep knitting with it forever, which I think I can because it's not running out. Sorry, what's that? Well, there's a knitting needle. Wonder what it fell out of. Crap. Okay, we'll just put it over there. Yep. Fiber. Oh, I signed up for classes. Okay, so in March, one of the vendors that I introduced in the bracket was, I'm going to go with Loop by Loop. It's a rug punch company. And I was, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I know I'm going to buy stuff from them. I've never done rug punch. I don't even really know what it is, but it just looks like something I would want to do. It's not the clipped acrylic yarn that you loop through a knot through plastic canvas. It's done through like a monk's cloth with a punch needle, a different special wooden handled needle thingy. I don't even know. And it's a continuous strand of, in this case, a wool fabric that's been cut very thin, and some of it's hand dyed. And then I was like, oh, that's going to be, I'm going to, I want that rug punch. Well, I don't know about the vendors, Fran. I mean, if we're going to be teaching classes on screwing grannies, no, sorry, not that. Rum punch, rug punch, punch needle. And then one day, not that long ago, between March and now, I went into Woven Art and March, April, May, maybe it was before, into Woven Art one day, and all of a sudden we sell rug punch kits, punch needle kits. And I'm like, okay. So I bought a book. I didn't buy the kits. I saved the kits for the customers. They were selling like hotcakes, but I bought a book on runch pug because that's the thing. Had too many rum punches and skewed grannies, and now I'm punching rugs, runching pugs. So I signed up for the, long story short, I should just have a little caption that comes up. I signed up for a beginner's rug punch, rug hooking, whatever the hell it's called. I'm a beginner, so I don't even know what it's called. And then I ordered my kit already. So and a hoop. It's not an embroidery hoop. It's a different kind of hoop. So I'm excited. And then I signed up for, that's one class I signed up for. And then another class I signed up for is crocheting with beads with Mary Beth Temple. And I am, upping my crochet game. And there's tools that you can use. You don't have to, but there's like the little tiny steel crochet hooks, and there's something called a Flegel beater. I don't know, but so I get to buy more toys. Thanks, Dave. I'm glad I'm cracking you up. There's a Flegel beater. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna get new toys, and then I have to buy beads. I had beads. I gave them all away because I thought I'll never need these beads, and then I signed up for a class with beads. But there's a great bead store on the other side of town. Maybe it's not even on the other side of town. Maybe it's in Grand Ledge, which is a different town that's on the other side of town, called TNT. Anyway, TNT. Just say it fast, and then you don't have to spell it. Trading, and great bead store. So I will have to take a trip out there. I don't know if they sell Fleegle beagles, but I'll be able to get one somewhere. So the book that I got, I have no idea what it's called. It's the one that Woven Art is selling right now, and it's downstairs. And I am trapped. I wedged myself in with all my knitting projects that I want to show you, so I can't tell you what it is. I'm just not providing you with any useful information today. I'm gonna have a little sip. This is tea. It's not screwed or skewed or rum. Okay, all better. TNT ampersand. Thank you. TNT Trading. Yes, that one. They're very good, and they know their stuff. Yep. So I'm taking 2 classes. I'm taking the rug punching class, and I bought the kit with the little bee on it, a little bumblebee. I thought I would want the cat. There's a cat because I have over in the cat's office over there, her cubicle. I have cat art. I put all the cat art in the cat's office because I thought that would make her feel more at home. And they had a cat one, but I didn't like the cat one a whole lot as much. And they had a fish one. The fish one is on the the class page for the class, and it's really cute. And I thought maybe she'd like a fish one in there. And then I saw the bumblebee, and for some reason I got the bumblebee. So it's not going in the cat's office. It's going someplace else, maybe the kitchen. But I'm gonna punch a bumblebee. I'm gonna punch a bee. There you go. I have a punching bee. Holy cow. Okay, I ate lunch. I've had caffeine. I don't know what's going on. I didn't sleep. That might be it. So Fiber World's going to be amazing, and the registration opened yesterday. It's happening in July. I will talk to you more about that. I promise. Am I supposed to say anything else? I don't know. Hashtag Fiber World 2021, maybe. And then tomorrow, you all should take my mistakes class. My Preventing and Fixing Mistakes class is tomorrow night, right here on Zoom. I'll be standing over there, though, so you'll be looking at my tree and my art from a different angle. And it's, here we go. I think I've read this to you before, but here we go again. Study the anatomy of a stitch. So there's anatomy, it's science. Then apply what you've learned, sounds like lab, to correct a variety of common knitting mistakes, including twisted stitches, dropped stitches, split stitches, and holes. Learn to safely tear back a stitch, a row, or an acre of knitting. Oh, we don't have to tear back an acre of knitting without losing your cool. Gain confidence and enjoy your knitting even more. Become the boss of your knitting. That was the blurb that's supposed to catch your attention. I think everybody should take this class. So it's tomorrow night from 6:30 to 8:30 Eastern. You can sign up on my website. I will put this right here. I'm just going to put the general page for my website because I didn't prepare anything. That's not how you spell my name. There's a thing that says classes, and you click on that. And then there's a thing that says classes, and you click on that. And then, ooh, there's my boots. And did I say that last time I did that? Probably. Easily amused. And then you click on the thing that says Preventing and Fixing Mistakes. One of the pictures says oops, so you can't miss it. I didn't plagiarize it. It was in a free, I don't know, thing that you can grab the image, but I like that it says oops. So there's that. And then that's tomorrow night. And then, so, sign up. There's no homework. Oh, yes, there is. There's homework. It's 5 rows of garter stitch on 15 stitches. Not very many stitches. It's when you sign up, you'll get the homework's on the class page. You can see how many stitches before you sign up. Diane, I will help you make smaller mistakes. That doesn't sound like a good thing. I will help you not make big mistakes or fix them when you do make them, because we're always going to make mistakes. You're going to always knit with the tail. You're always going to drop a stitch. Sorry about that, but it's true. So yeah, the anatomy of a stitch that I mentioned, if you actually look at how your knitting moves, your yarn moves across a row, then you can more easily make it look like that again if you drop your stitch, for example. So that's a good one, and that's tomorrow. And then the following week, so tomorrow's the 18th, and then the following week, the following Tuesday, is the 25th, I'm going with, and that one is double knitting on Tuesday night. This is what you'll make in class. Well, that's not, well, it is true. You'll also make a canoe. You're going to knit a canoe. It's going to be that big, but you'll knit a little canoe. And then you'll also knit this little guy. He's reversible. I don't know why it's a guy, but he's reversible. He has eyeballs. Oh, he does have little eyeballs. And there's a special cast on we'll use, a special bind off we'll use, special edge treatments, and then we'll learn how to do the double knitting. Your colors may vary, but this is the sample from that class. And that's the 25th. Excuse me. And then we're wide open. But first, before I talk about the wide open, I will tell you that I started, so right now, right this second, I'm teaching at Stitches at Home, Stitches at Home. Not right this second, but right now it's happening. It's last weekend through next weekend. And I'm teaching that little cardigan class. And so right now, we had a class on Saturday, and right now all my students are busy knitting their little fingers to the bone to make all the pieces. And then when we come back on next Saturday, we will start putting them all together. So that's very exciting. And I took Sunday off. What's this hair thing? I took Sunday off from Woven Art so that I could teach the rest of the classes, except I'll actually be at Woven Art to open from 12 to 11 to 1. And then I'm going to run home and 6:30. Fixing Mistakes starts at 6:30 tomorrow night, 6:30 to 8:30. All the Tuesday classes are the same, 6:30 to 8:30. Yeah, you can also sign up for the double knitting. That's on my website now too. That would be amazing. I've got people in both classes, so you'll have friends, or you'll meet new friends. But you don't have to actually meet them. You can, it's Zoom, so it's good for introverts. You don't have to meet anybody. Or you can, but from the safety of your own home. Yep, so what's today? Monday, yes. And then Tuesday is Mistakes. Saturday is more of my from start to finish class with Stitches, and then Sunday, the reason I'm telling you this, it's very important. Sunday I'll be at Woven Art from 11 to 1, and then I'm going to come home and teach the rest of Stitches, my Stitches class. The reason I want you to know that is because I want you to come visit me from 11 to 1 at Woven Art, because it's my 60th birthday on Sunday. So I want you to come visit me. I'm going to need help. So from 11 to 1, come give me support. Okay? Okay. Diane, I understand. Yeah. You could always shoot me an email if you make it back, and I can shoot you the link. We can figure it out. But, that's more important. So you take care of that. Yeah, Margaret Smith says, when is the custom cardigan class? So let me tell you about how not July, there's another month in there. June, I said, is wide open. So I had, what's here? Oh, look. Yep. I don't need that piece of paper anymore. I had my, I showed you this, my, thank you, Diane. Tammy, just send me a purple heart and you'll be fine. I had everything scheduled through August. I had my Saturdays scheduled. Here it is. I had my Saturdays scheduled because mostly they're taken up with either Stitches events or Fiber World, or I've already got the Killebrew vest class going. I'm almost up to the armhole. I don't know if I showed it to you last time, but oh my gosh, I love it so much. That's Killebrew vest. It's only supposed to be 2, maybe 3 colors. I cheated. Um, and I'm also teaching my um, cardigan, my striped V-neck cardigan A-line hip length class. And that's going along really well, coming along really well, going along just fine. So I don't really have, I have 4 Saturdays between now and August that are open. So I needed to, I wanted to provide some more class time. So that's where the Tuesday nights come in. So Saturday afternoon hits people who are available on the weekends. Tuesday evening hits people who maybe are working. And I was trying to fill in all my, I want everybody to do intarsia. I want everybody to do Fair Isle. I want everybody to do double knitting. I want everybody to do cables. And I want you all to do all the things, or at least try them. I want you to try them. My ideal knitting student knows how to knit and purl and is curious. And so I want to show the person who knows how to knit and purl how to do things, and then they can decide if they like them or not. So I'm not like the expert lace knitter or the double knitting knitter, but I will teach you a little bit of about those things, and enough to get you in trouble. That's my goal, is to teach you all the things in a way that you'll learn them successfully. How about that? And have confidence. So this is my lovely, all the Tuesdays between now and August 3rd, including August 3rd, which is a Tuesday in case you care. And then I had my Saturdays, and I had a few open that I didn't fill in yet. And then I thought I needed more time to teach. And so I want to add Thursdays. And then I'm stuck with, I've got a bunch of dilemmas here. I think I'm going to do Thursday evening for starters again, because what's really happening is I have been working at Woven Art on Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and I'm going to not work at Woven Art on Thursdays anymore after May. And I'm going to take that time and spend it on the editing that I am always behind on, that I do as a freelancer. So that gives me more hours. That gives me another whole day, basically, of editing, and that's good. So if I were to schedule a class in the middle of the day, that would screw up my productivity for the editing. So I think I'm going to stick with Thursday evening. And then what happened was I had filled it all in with double knitting and Fair Isle and intarsia and cables and entrelac. And then I was like trying not to step on the toes of Stitches or of Fiber World, and I don't want to necessarily teach the same things, and I really don't want to teach them anywhere near the same time, because I want you to sign up for those events and my classes. And it was just getting to be like, I don't know what's going to happen, or who's going to sign up for what, and I never know if a class is going to go. You never know. With Stitches, with the in-person Stitches, there's a class would sell out on one coast and be canceled on the other coast, and we didn't ever know why. So you just never know. So what the epiphany, remember way back 1,000 minutes ago, I was talking about my epiphany that I don't remember when it was. It was, I think, before I went to bed one day, or maybe when I woke up, or maybe it was in the shower, or maybe it was in the car. But my epiphany was, the reason that I'm having trouble scheduling all those classes I want you to take is because they're already being scheduled at other events. So why am I also trying to schedule them here? There are other things you could learn that I'm not teaching at other events. A. B. Tuesday evening and Thursday evening are not ideal times to learn some of the things that I want to teach you, like the top-down set-in sleeves or steeking, for example. But they are ideal times to learn nice, simple, pretty, easy, doable things. So on Tuesdays, I'm going to scribble all this out that I scheduled, because I'm teaching those other places, and you can sign up for them there, because none of them are in person. They're all on Zoom. So you can sign up from wherever you are. So I don't need to try to squeeze them in here. So it's not on my website yet, but the first one is scheduled. If you want to send me money now, go for it. Just PayPal me. I lost it already. That's how I'm doing right now. Hold on. That was a big lead up to nothing. Here it is. So my idea is we're tired, we've been at work, or we've been watching the kids all day and we're tired. Did I mention tired? Or we've been working from home, or we've been, I don't know, in a pandemic recently, and we're tired. And we're tired. We want to do something small and successful and pretty. And so I would like to encourage you to find either dig into your stash, start making, if you haven't already been doing it, save all the little bits that you end up with, the, you know, the remainders of balls, the tails that are long enough, like a yard or more, save all those things. I have plans for you and for them and for you and for them. And the first one, and I got excited, and last night I knit this thing. And then I like passed out at 2 in the morning. And when I woke up, this is what I saw. So this is a little tiny log cabin square. And what I'll teach you is all you have to do is knit. There's no purling. And we're going to pick up stitches. That will be the hardest thing you do, is to pick up stitches. But once you've picked up some stitches, it's all the same picking up of stitches. So that's really the only big thing you're going to learn. So we can talk a little bit about color theory, traditional log cabin color theory. We can talk a little bit about log cabins. We can talk, not actual log cabins. I don't really care about that. I mean, you know, not for Tuesday night. And we'll talk about, I don't know, what else? Counting your rows in garter stitch. So this is all garter stitch. We'll talk about casting on in garter stitch, or with garter stitch, binding off with garter stitch, counting rows in garter stitch. We're going to pick up stitches in garter stitch. And really, if you just get the center square and then the 4 logs around it, that's all we need, and you'll have the technique. And then you can be done, and you'll have a little coaster. It's not quite, let's see. You probably, I'm not turning my cup sideways. I'm not falling for that, but it's going to be a little bit too small for a coaster. So then if you wanted, but it would be a nice little thing. You could just put it somewhere and look at it, and it'll be pretty. And if you want to do another set of logs, that's big enough to be a coaster or whatever. And so I used a bunch of, so it's traditional in log cabins to have a red center. It's the home, the hearth, the heart of the home. So if you have red, I only used a couple. It's 6 stitches times 12 rows. It's like just a couple yards is all you need for that one. And then I had some cool color. Nope, I had some cool colors, a little pile, and some warm colors. So if you saw my Facebook or my Instagram post today, there was a pile of cool colors and a pile of warm, well, not really a pile. I have little candy, I decorate with my yarn. So I have candy jars where I throw my little leftover balls or my scraps that are a yard or longer. And so they're color coordinated, and or color separated, and I have them in those glass candy jars with the lids. So that's a picture that was on Instagram. So I just went to those jars and pulled out scraps of yarn. And then we'll also talk about weaving in ends. I did not weave in ends at 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is what I'm talking about. We can do this on a Tuesday night. You don't have to think very hard. You want good light in your glasses, but you don't have to think very hard. So log cabin, that one will be June 1st. That one I've scheduled. It's not on the website yet because my website person is busy today and tomorrow. So it'll be up Wednesday probably. But it is scheduled for June 1st, Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's $55, same as all of them. So just collect your scraps, or you know what would be great if you had one of those little packs of minis. And then you can make more of these. You can make it bigger. One of the pictures that will be on the class page is of the middle of the log cabin. Oh, I could show you. I'll do this old-fashioned thing. The middle of the log cabin blanket that is at Woven Art that Jen Hughes, who works at Woven Art, knit. And here, I'll just kind of do this. You can see I took a bunch of pictures of the center and then some of one of the corners. So that's a much bigger, and then it's a big blanket. It's made out of Jojo Land Tonic. Yep, here's the little pictures I put up on social media. So whoop, you can see my candy jars there. Oh look, it makes a little place to put my phone. So Log Cabin is June 1st. And then here's the other ones that I'm going to do. I am going to also do a feather and fan, not in conjunction with Fiber World, but somewhere else in the calendar. That's a knit version. There will also be a crocheted version. And you might notice a theme. This is scraps of yarn, lots of different yarns put together. This is a lot of different yarns put together. So increases and decreases in both knitting and crochet. And just as simple, we'll make just a simple little thing that could be a bigger thing if you wanted it to be. This is a little hat. This is another little hat. Only 2 ends are woven in, but they use up a ton of little scraps, and they also use a lot of buttons if you have a button stash. So, which did I mention I have a button stash? So little hats would be something you could do. I made this scarf. These are my Tuesday classes I'm talking about. And Margaret, I will get to the sweater one in a sec. This is a scarf. Just one side is one yarn in garter stitch and the other side is another yarn in stockinette. Interesting yarns. It's intarsia, just one little intarsia join right in the middle. And I thought we could get something like that started if you had some really interesting yarns, textures, or colors, or fibers. Those are both silk, different kinds of silk. Let's see. I showed you my granny square. Oh, here's another one. All these little mini skeins. So this, I sent one of them to Leah. This is another excellent way to use up little scraps. These are knitted welts, and they are super simple to do. And my background is black. And then this used to be a cell phone case back when the cell phones were littler. Whoops, there we go. And I also had a iPad cozy, which I sent to Leah. Leah's my knitting daughter. She's not actually my daughter. And this was going to be a laptop case, but then my laptop got bigger. So I'm going to turn this one into a pillow. But it's really textural, really fun. Every single one's a difference. This one's sock yarn. Sock and sport, I think. So everything's just another piece of leftovers. And that's really fun to do. So that's another Tuesday night thing. And what am I forgetting to tell you? So I made a new list at whenever my epiphany was. And so granny square, and we can do a crocheted version. Oh, that is a crochet. Sorry. Log cabin, we can do a crochet version of that as well. We can do a crocheted circle that lies flat, so that would be a nice thing to learn. And then that could also be a coaster, or you can keep going and make a shawl. It'll be based on the pie shawl, the pie concept. P-I, not P-I-E. And let's see. Also, I had started, yep. So I work in a yarn store. We have this beautiful yarn, and I bought a lot of it the other day. So the Crazy Millens, I kind of bought a lot of it the other day. Okay, so that's a good representation. Let's find another red one. So I bought a lot. Half of them have some red, and the other half are kind of bluish, tealy things. And my thought is that that this will be comfort knitting, except that it'll be crocheting. It'll be comfort crocheting, and I'll just crochet the crap out of all these skeins of Crazy Millens so that I can be happy. And I'll show you what I was going to make, except it's all wrapped around this bag. I started swatching, because apparently you have to swatch with crochet as well. And all I did so far were a couple little shells. So I think I'm going to do something with shells so that the colors can dip into each other. And then once I get that going, that'll be a lovely comfort knitting or comfort crocheting project. But one of the things that I've been learning with crochet is like the turning chains and like how high they need to be, or whether they're actually stitches or not, and how to count the stitches across a row in crochet, and where to put the hook in the turning chain or not. So I thought I'd do a little class on just back and forth learning those things, just simple crochet basics that I've been figuring out. with help from my friends. Um, so back and forth. Um, just simple things. Just simple things. Knit, knit, knit. Oh, and then I have a pair of lace mitts that don't have any, they're just mitts. They're made in a chunky yarn. I didn't pull those out, they're downstairs. They're made in a really chunky yarn. The shop used to carry Misty Alpaca Chunky. And now we have big wool that I've been itching to use from Rowan's. So that would work really well too, but it's just a giant lace circle, and then your thumb just goes through whichever hole is closest, and you don't have to make a thumb hole. So that would be fun to do on a Tuesday night, because you get some lace and work with really soft yarn and have something when you're done. It would take less than 2 hours for one knit. Let's see, I think that's pretty, stuff like that. Just the techniques are in there, but they're gentle and easy for somebody who's tired after a day of work. That's what I'm thinking I'll do on Tuesday evenings. So this original list is now going to be this other list. And the first one is scheduled. That's going to be June 1st, and it's going to be the log cabin square. And then that leaves Thursdays. And Thursdays, I believe I'm 99% sure that I'm going to do, I'm going to put the yoke, the top-down yoke on hold for a while, just a little bit, and start my Thursdays with 3 classes. One of them will be toe-up socks, one of them will be cuff-down socks, and I'm going to make those without legs so that they're just footies, because I would like to get some footies. So I'm going to do cuff-down and toe-up socks, and you can make one of each, and they will look like a pair because they're very similar the way I make them. So that would be interesting. And then I'm going to do a summary, it doesn't have to be summary, but a summary design your own sweater. Or sorry, knit your own custom fit sweater. And I am going to be strongly influenced by, I'm going to replicate, that's how strongly I'm going to be influenced by. This is a top from J. Jill, and it's, of course, indigo, and you can barely see, but what it has are sloped shoulders. Okay, there's the back neck. It has sloped shoulders. It's a drop shoulder. There's no armhole. That's not true. There's no shaped armhole. It's just an opening. But there's big shaped shoulders that go like to here. So we're going to do German short rows. This will teach us German short rows. And we'll do just a little bit of neck shaping. And it's a nice, I wear this over a tank top because it's kind of sheer. And that's another thing, is I want to use a beautiful yarn that's kind of summery looking and just knit it big so it's really drapey and holy. Wow, I'm having a deja vu right now describing this class. That's kind of freaky. I wonder if I described it in another class once. I'm picturing Schaumburg, Illinois. And then this has, and it stitches, this has a slit on the sides, on each side. Gosh. And the front of the sweater is at high hip length, which is very flattering. And the back of the sweater is at low hip length, which is also very flattering. Fran says, is that something, hi Fran, is that something I could do with handspun? Yes, I would aim for, I mean, it depends. Are you making the big chunky handspun or the little tiny handspun? Because I'm imagining this in a fine weight knit on a bigger needle so that it's very airy. Yeah, I bought some clearance Shibui twig, but there's not enough of it to make the sweater, but something with maybe some texture. So this is an indigo dyed viscose and linen, I think. Let me find the tag. Ugh. And this is how the sweater design classes work. I find something that I like the look of and I make it. Linen and viscose. Yeah, 68% linen, 32% viscose. It has a really nice, just nice drape to it. So I haven't planned it out yet, but the first one would be, I haven't planned it out exactly yet. But usually the first class is you don't have anything, even the yarn, unless you have yarn you like, and we talk about swatching and measurements. And we don't take measurements on you except one, but you pull things from your closet that kind of fit the ways that this might fit you, and we talk about ease. And yeah, Fran, it would work. Also, it doesn't have to be summery, it could be a wintry thing too. I kind of want to make it in a fingering weight wool as well, but I'm going to do a summary one first. But it's okay. So it's a kind of wide neck. We'll do German short row shaping on the shoulders. That was a lot of words. And then it's a drop shoulder, so there's no shaping to the armhole. There's we'll figure the sleeves are just little tubes, but I think that we'll do it all flat, so we don't have to make any little circumferences. So a front and a back with shaped shoulders. I think we'll do it top down so that your homework can be like, hi Edie, all the knitting of the body, and we can do the get right to the short rows in the beginning. So that would be the second session, would be the short row shoulder shaping. And that way too, you don't have to be done with the whole body, and we can get the sleeves put in there because they can be picked up and worked top down. And then you just have a side seam, so we can do side and sleeve seam, so we can talk about those. Those are easy, very satisfying actually. So yeah, 1, 2, we get started. 3 for the sleeves, maybe 4 sessions, because you don't need me for knitting the body, but you would need me for the, yeah, I think maybe we work in 4 sessions. I'm not sure. Look for it to appear on my website later this week. So Thursdays will be like designing, but not as much math and not as much brain power as the Saturday ones, which are which require more brain power, which apparently I don't have right now. So Tuesdays will be, for the foreseeable future, after I get through mistakes and double knitting, nice, easy, little colorful, happy evenings, little mental happiness with color. They can all use pretty colors and things, and I'll get those put up there. Yeah, 2-hour classes that just let you play and learn 1 or 2 things, not really in depth. And then and they're all things you can make bigger. You can just keep going or make more of them, and then we can do a class on putting things together. And then Thursdays will be, so Saturdays are like the brain power classes, and then Thursday nights will be gentler designing. So your socks and your blocky, unstructured sweater. And then that will lead into, I think in the fall, I'll start or in a few months anyway, which will be fall, won't it? June, July, yep. The top down yoke. Yes, I will lay out, I'll put the inspiration sweater on my mannequin and get it on the class page and social media. Then you can see it the way it's supposed to be, because I would need more than 2 hands. Or I could just put it on, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Probably not. But it's just blocky with 2 lengths, a big slit. I'm just going to exactly duplicate it, although I'm going to make the sleeves a little bit bigger around because they're a little tight on my upper arm. But just a big blocky thing, drop shoulder. And so the main focuses will be talking about how much ease you want, learning about high hip and low hip, and German short rows will be the biggie. I never had heard of them before a couple years ago. You know, it was all, I learned wrap and turns to start with. And then I took a class from from Canada, Maureen Mason Jameson. Thank you. On short rows, and we did Japanese short rows, and we did yarn over short rows, and we did wrap and turn short rows, and I do not remember if we did German short rows, but I didn't hear of them until a couple years ago, really. Not that I remembered. And so I'm excited to have that be a new feature in a sweater. So that'll be a night. And then, you know, most of the knitting is just a big square on pretty yarn. Make it pretty yarn. So that'll be fun. So Thursdays will be socks and blocky sweaters. Tuesdays will be little sleepy time knitting. I'm so happy. And I woke up and saw this and I'm like, oh, I totally forgot. Yep, and then all these other fun little things that use up bits of yarn and not a lot of brain power. So save your bits of yarn if you haven't been already. I don't think Maureen is still teaching. I haven't seen classes from her for a really long time. plus most, if not all of the Canadian knitters had stopped traveling to teach because things were expensive. I don't know. The only other thing I wanted to show you, besides the other 30 skeins of crazy yarn that I bought, I only bought 16, I didn't buy 30, really. Oh, and then I got home and I found 12 that I already had. So I didn't get permission to show you this, but I'm just going to hold up. This is something else I do for a living. This is a little sweater for a small child, and it is not put together. It is partly put together, but my job is to put the sleeves in and sew up the side seams, for example. So this is something else that I do. It's on my website, and if you make the sweaters and don't want to put them together and don't want to learn from me how to put them together, I can put them together for you, not for free. And no, I won't knit you a Christmas stocking. I'm learning to set hard boundaries about the Christmas stockings. Knitter's Connection. Oh yeah, yeah, that was a while ago. I didn't know her well enough. Did she come here? That was Margaret Radcliffe who came here. She's still teaching. Edie says, I'll bet you could take a class to learn to put that together. Actually, I'm teaching that class right now with stitches. She's right. But if you don't want to take the class to put it together, I can put it together for you. Yeah, and this is this is Rowan, what yarn is this? Rowan Plaid. I've never even heard of Rowan Plaid. You don't have to use nice yarn if I'm going to put it together. Wool and alpaca and a little bit of acrylic. Well, 30% acrylic. Yeah, I'd never even heard of this yarn. But anyway, so I do that. I like, you know, throw on some Netflix and finish your job for you. For money, not for free, and I'm not cheap. So there you go. Let's see, what are we saying? I have knit while sleeping. If it's straight knitting, I'm okay, but that's when I have my big mistakes. Well, yeah, I don't know that I've knit while sleeping, but I've certainly fallen asleep knitting and then woken up and kept going. And I, on my Elton, remember Elton? I'm almost done with the body. It's four row stripes of stockinette, 4 of mohair and then 4 of the other not mohair. And I woke up one morning and no, I shouldn't have been knitting the night before. And I wasn't drinking. I don't drink anymore. It was just tired. I was just tired, and I had dropped stitches, and I had missed the thing I teach in the class tomorrow night about things you find the next morning in your knitting. That's what I found, and I was like, really? And the answer was yes, really. You shouldn't have been knitting last night. So, anything else you want to talk about? Please sign up for my mistakes class. That's tomorrow. That would be fun. Just want a few more people in there. And I don't know. I'm still trying to knit all the things. I can't knit all the things. I'm very close. I'm like, this is the row where I split for the armhole, this next row. So I have to count. And so this has been in a pile. This counting is hard. And Elton, I just have to knit to the bottom of the body, and then I put the sleeves on, and that's done. So there you go. So I guess I'm done to the point where I'm just flailing around looking for things to hold up and show you. But I hope you're happy with my Tuesday night mission, which is to provide entertainment and easy knitting for you with a skill or two, a gentle skill or two thrown in, and lots of pretty colors. So save all your ends. We can make the welts, we can make the little hats, we can make the feather and fan, we can make the log cabins in both knitting and crochet. All the things, granny squares. Yeah, save all your little bits. We'll use them. We'll do stash knitting and crocheting. And I will see you next week. Okay? If you have any more questions, just put them in there. I keep watching the chat. Not forever, like constantly, but you know, I come back and look at it, or shoot me an email or something. Okay? Thanks for joining me. I love you all. See ya.